Now I am going to tell you what is the response. In previous lecture I discussed about the request. When a request comes, then the term response will come. That means a response represents the output generated by your Laravel application and send it back to the client in response to an HTTP request. A response typically includes any HTTP status code or header or body, anything. For example, you can simply just return a simple string as a response, or render a view, or return JSON code, etc. There are many ways. I am going to show you. For example, here you see that in the student controller, here I am just going to work with the index. Okay. So for example, here I can create another item, for example public function output, for example. So this is a function and I am going to call this function straight here. So output. Now I want to give the user a response that will be in an string format. So in order to return here, for example, my name, this is the response. What does that mean? When a person requests for this, my controller is doing something here, and after doing something or after working with the information or the data, then the final output I am going to show the client or to show the user as a response. So there are many methods to show the response. One is straight returning the string. You see that here I call return this name. If I go to the browser, you will see that this is showing, for example, I am a user. After passing the request, I get the output, this one in my screen. That means when I am going to hit the URL, then I am going to send a request, and then the output coming here instantly, and this is actually the response. So my system is going to return this response as a string. So this is a string response. But if you want, you can also show the response via a view. So in that case, I will return a view. So in this case, the view will be worked as a response. So here what I can do, I can just call the, for example, output, the view file I am going to create here, that is output. So here in the views I am going to create output.blade.php. so it is okay. So here this is the final output. So I put something like that. So now if I refresh it, you will see that this is the final output and it is showing using the view. That means in this case I have returned the response as a view, or you can tell that returning a view as a response. Okay. And another one I will show you, that is returning the JSON data as a response. If you want to return the JSON data, then what will be happened here, like this. So here I will return here not view, here it will be JSON data, right? So here I will call response something like that, response JSON. Here you can pass the variable data, and the data will be like that, which will contain the JSON data. I am not going to give any JSON code here now. Just remember that the JSON data that is in your hand, that is into a variable, that is data variable, and I am going to return this response as this format, that is response hyphen then arrow symbol and JSON, and the parameter will be this JSON data. So this is another format, and there is another one to show the data as a response, that is redirecting the user to the another URL. So in that case what we will do, that is return redirect. Okay. So here you can send the user to another view, or you can just call another outside URL like this one, like this one. That means the user will be redirected to the another website, or you can redirect him to show the view. So in any method you can show the response. I hope you have understood how we can show the response or the response information in front of the client or user or the viewers.